Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the House of Fi. Today's video is going to be my 1-year update on my weight loss surgery. I had gastric bypass surgery 1 year ago today, and this video is going to be all about a candid discussion of where things are, what's the progress, how I'm feeling, things that maybe aren't going so well, and overall what I think about the decision to have weight loss surgery. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome to our house. And if you're returning, we're so glad you're here. My name is Wendy, and I am the founder of the House of Fi. Now, normally we're talking all about finances, but if you hear every single video, I tell you that the purpose of this channel is to help moms and dads on the journey to financial independence, to save more, spend less, build wealth, and doing it all while living a joy-filled life. And that last part right there, living a joy-filled life, is why we're going to go ahead and do this update today. If you saw my video last year about coming to the decision to have weight loss surgery, especially already having one failed weight loss surgery, I'll link that video up above. I'm not going to go into all of the reasons of why I came to the decision to have weight loss surgery. You can watch that video and see that there. But here we are 1 year in, and what I want to talk about is the weight, because that's what y'all want to know, right? Where am I? What have I lost? So we're going to talk about the weight. I want to talk about where I am physically, where I am mentally and emotionally. And then we're going to just look at the results in general, like where we are with certain areas of my body, and then the future, what is next, because it's not a one-time thing and then you're done. This is a lifelong change, and what's next. So let's talk about the results. So far, I'm down 77 pounds, and I am so happy with the results. I know a lot of people maybe lose a lot more than that after, especially gastric bypass. My weight loss has slowed in the last few months, and a lot of that is due to some of my eating choices. Not all of them are good. I am still eating a lot less, and I'm not able to eat some foods because they make my stomach hurt really bad. And a lot of those are unhealthy processed foods. So just by nature of the surgery itself, I'm not able to eat a lot of the foods that I indulged in before. I'm happy with the rate of the weight loss. I'm still losing it, but I'm down to losing between 2 and 4 pounds a month. And if you times that by 12 months, I know that I'll hit my goal probably within the next 6 months or so. I have about between 25 and 50 pounds to go. I would be happy with 25 pounds. All of the weight loss charts and all of that say maybe 50 pounds. So I just don't think that would look right on my frame. I am tall. I'm 5'7". I have a larger bone structure. So I just don't know that I want to do 50. I think I'd be happy with 25. I'm finally in the 100 club. I have not been in the 100s since probably when I got married, and I got married at age 25 and I'm 50. So 25 years, it's been a really long time since I've been this weight. Size wise, I'm able to fit into large. I'm no longer in a 2XL for clothes. I'm no longer in an 18-20 for women. I'm probably between a 12 and a 14 right now. Larges are starting to be a little bit loose. So at least in my pants and my top, up top, I'm still a little large. So I'm doing XLs in the tops, but I'm still happy. I'm able to shop in. I don't have to go into the larger sizes anymore. I can shop in a normal clothing section. And so I'm really happy about that. Physically, I'm feeling really good. I sleep really well. I am getting between 6 and 8 hours of sleep, of really restful sleep every single night. I'm not waking up with the back pain and the sciatic nerve pain. I'm also not having the pain that I was having in my knees before. Energy-wise, I have a lot more energy, a lot more motivation to do things. I'm able to get through my day without just being super exhausted. So physically, I feel really, really well. My libido is off the charts. So now this doesn't happen for everybody in the Facebook groups that I'm in. For others who have had weight loss surgery, others have voiced that this is a result as well. And for being 50 and a woman, and I know that sometimes at this age, that starts to decline. For myself, that has not happened. And I think that that's a really good result. My husband is not complaining. Moving on. Mentally, there's two sides to this, and I'll talk about what I'm still dealing with in just a second. But overall, I feel great. I feel the best I've felt in a really, really long time. I have a lot more confidence, a lot more motivation, just a lot more energy. I'm feeling really, really good overall mentally. But there are still areas that I'm struggling with mentally, and I'm going to talk about in a different video what my plan is for dealing with that. I'm still dealing with pretty significant anxiety and pretty significant depression. I had a really serious period of depression in January through April of this year. So it was about a 4-month period where I couldn't do much. I was locked in my room for probably about 4 months and just really doing the bare minimums of what I needed to do to run my household, take care of myself, take care of my kids. So weight loss surgery is not going to be the be all end all to take care of your mental health issues. I'm still working with my doctor. I'm still on medication. I don't have any plans to stop that, but I do think there are some habits that I have in my life that are exacerbating my depression and anxiety. And as I said, I'm going to do another video on how I intend to deal with those things, because after all, we want to live a joy-filled life, and I don't want my depression and anxiety to affect my overall life or the life of my family negatively. And so there are things that I need to do to take care of that. So I thought I'd also show you guys kind of where the differences are in my body, how it's changing, and some of the areas that still need work on. Some of those things I think that I'll be able to handle myself once I get to the end where I've actually lost all the weight that I want to lose and I have kept it off or maintained. There is the possibility of surgery. I'm not decided yet on what I'm going to do, if anything, but we'll talk about that too. So let me get some more light in here and I'll show you kind of where things are with my body physically. All right, so physically, I still have some of my belly, and that is a problem I think that has a lot to do with age. I'm really not happy with my belly right now. I've still got a top pooch, and then you'll see I've got the bottom pooch as well, and some of it overhangs. Now, some of this may go away once I lose the remaining weight. A lot of that is skin. See, it hangs over a little bit. So some of that may never go away. But I'm still really happy with the results. The other area is my butt. It has sagged quite a bit. It used to be more up there. So that I'm hoping that I can get a lot of that resolved with exercise. All right, so for my arms, as you can see, I still have, there's a wing flap there. I'll be able to tone and define this part of my arm, but definitely this part is going to be an issue. Also with my neck skin, that's an issue as well. Most of that is age, but it's also the lack of elasticity and lack of hydration. How do I plan to attack these areas and get them to the place where I want to be? I think I still need to work on internally what I'm putting into my body. Exercise, working out. I am doing that, so that will need to continue. I've been really bad about water. I've been really bad about my caffeine consumption. So I think those two things are a big deal, not just with my skin and how my skin is responding, especially with age. So I need to work on both of those things. As far as my belly fat, I'm 50 years old and I've been doing a lot of research because I just have never experienced this issue with the belly fat just not going away before. I know some of it has to do with skin and losing the weight, but I think a lot of it has to do with cortisol and that I'm older, and so I need to find ways to reduce the cortisol in my diet. Cortisol is a stress hormone. I'm learning. I'm by no means an expert, but I think that it's one of the keys to the issues with my belly. And so again, I'm going to be talking about that in another video. I think my caffeine consumption is a big part of not only the cortisol issue, but an issue with the anxiety and the depression that I'm having. So as far as the belly fat goes, exercise, water, reducing my cortisol levels. And in the end, I know that I'm likely going to have to get surgery to get rid of the flap after I've lost all of the weight, because there's just going to be a lot of excess skin there and that flap is not going to go away. So I will likely have surgery to take care of that probably in a year or so. I'm very, very fortunate that we have really great insurance, and my insurance will cover that part of the surgery because of the flap. It can lead to skin issues and problems, and so it's part of being medically necessary. The other areas in my body, like my arms and my neck, my skin, those are not covered. So I will likely get that as well. I will likely get a boob reduction or lift because they're they're not where they used to be, and with losing weight, they're even more. They sag even more. So I really think that I'm probably going to get that as well, but we'll see. With my butt, I think I can do a lot of that with exercise and focusing specifically on that. So I'm not too worried about that. My arms, like I said, I think I can tone my arms on top, but I don't think there's really much I'm going to be able to do about that wing flap. So I'll probably have to get surgery if I want to correct that. I'm undecided. The big thing that with the weight loss surgery has not really addressed at all, and I think it's almost a bit more pronounced, is the anxiety. That's something new for me. It's something that kind of revealed itself in the last 5 years or so. I've talked about that in other videos. But I think with the weight loss surgery and losing the weight, like, it's put a spotlight on the anxiety. And so now I really want to work at fixing it. And I think that there's things that I'm doing in my life that are exacerbating the anxiety, and it's all interconnected. So the belly fat with the cortisol, the stress hormone, drinking way too much coffee. If you guys seen any of my videos, and when I talk about coffee, I drink this much in a day. And so starting today, I am attempting to give up the morning coffee, and I'm going to switch over to a matcha latte. There's several reasons for that, but the big one is that I really want to see what happens by taking away that amount of caffeine in a day. Matcha does have caffeine, but it's a lot less. And from my understanding, it releases into the body very differently than coffee. So I'm hoping that by switching over to matcha instead of coffee in the mornings, that will help. But again, we're going to do that in another video. Would I recommend weight loss surgery to other people? It's a highly, highly personal decision. I am not opposed to it at all. There were reasons that my first surgery failed. And again, you can watch that video and see what happened there and why that surgery failed. Weight loss surgery is not a cure. It is not the be all or end all. And there are still so many changes that you have to make in your life in order for it to be successful for you. You will have to take multivitamins the rest of your life. You will need to eat well the rest of your life. You will need to hydrate the rest of your life. And you'll just need to make overall much more healthy choices the rest of your life. And so if those are things that you're not willing to change, then weight loss surgery is not for you. I fully understand that not everyone can lose weight simply by diet and exercise alone. There is so much more that goes into weight loss. And for anybody to judge you for having weight loss surgery and telling you that you just need to work out more, eat differently, and that will be the cure for you, I know that that is not true from personal experience. So if you need just that something extra for you to get going on your weight loss journey, I am not opposed to weight loss surgery at all. I would recommend it if you think that you can do the other things in conjunction with the weight loss surgery. It was the best decision for me. I have no regrets. I'm excited about what the future holds. I'm very happy with where I am so far. Well, guys, that is it for this 1 year update. I hope that you got something out of it. I know that it wasn't about finances, but if you can see the smile on my face, this is going to sound corny, but y'all remember the song in church when you were little, I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? That is how I feel. I am living a joy-filled life at this time of my life, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful for all of you to have listened to our story and have come along on our journey, not just with our finances, but in our life in general. And I hope that you'll come back and see us next week. All right, guys, that is it for today. Take care. Bye.